My last video was the one I've been working on for a while, called the Male Loneliness Epidemic. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch it first before you watch this one, so this all—
And let's not confuse loneliness with living peacefully. Because believe you me, you have a woman in your life, you're not living peacefully. At least not as peacefully as you would like to live. I guarantee it. I don't give a fuck how awesome your woman is, or your spouse, or your girlfriend. I guarantee you would like just a little bit more peace in your day. Just a little bit more quiet. Just a little bit more do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just a little bit more do your own thing. Just a little bit more chill. Just a little bit more sit in silence for longer than 45 minutes. I guarantee it. So let's not confuse loneliness with peacefulness. For all the single dudes out there, can we really call them lonely, or are they just choosing, like me, they're just choosing to be single because, I don't know, man, they just like it. I don't really understand. Anyways.
Makes a lot more sense, and then come back to this one. Link in the description. Now, although there was a lot of support for this video, there was also a lot of hate. A lot of hate. In fact, the most hate that I've probably ever received on a video ever, and if you're familiar with the content I make on this channel, that should be shocking. From angry femcels calling me ugly to angry incels saying I'm a grifter who only wants to make money or something. Ridiculous. So before we get into those extremely untrue criticisms—
And there's a lot of truth to what you're saying there and in the whole video, which is worth watching. That video has 1.5 million views in just the last week.
Thanks, Matt Walsh. You're my greatest ally. My male loneliness video was the fastest growing video on my channel to date, and there is a reason for that. It resonated with a lot of people. I got hundreds and hundreds of comments every single day by men venting in my comments section, feeling like for once they were being heard and that they were in a place where they could talk. It was simultaneously the most heartwarming and heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. And this discussion blew up so much that it eventually reached TikTok.
So apparently there's a male loneliness epidemic right now.
Aww. Is this the consequences of your own actions?
Men get recognized for the useless things that they are in society. And what do men do?
Oh my god, I'm lonely.
Is there a male loneliness?
Girl, you look like Uncle Fester. I wouldn't really be talking too much shit.
Epidemic right now, or are more and more women just progressively realizing that there's a lot better things to do in life than be stuck with a toxic, insecure man?
I don't think we're in the middle of a male loneliness epidemic. We're in the middle of a mass female awakening.
You're just reaping the consequences of your terrible upbringing, your own actions.
Some men are lonely because y'all are fucking creeps.
Y'all deserve to be lonely, every single one of them. This is their fault. Fuck them.
Men's loneliness epidemic that's going on.
You know, and these are the same females that's like the females that say this. They're also the same females that get mad about passport bros. Yeah. I can't believe they would do this and blah blah blah, and just very, very hard cope. It's funny.
That sounds like it really sucked. Just wondering if they've considered smiling more.
Wow, that's a really funny joke. I've never heard that before.
Have the men just tried smiling a little bit more?
You know, I'd recommend smiling more.
Have they tried smiling more?
Have you thought about smiling more?
Maybe they should smile more.
Maybe they should try to smile more.
Have they tried smiling more?
That's awful. Have they tried?
We don't smile. Let me tell you why most of us men don't smile is because we're realistic about how the world is. You ladies live in fucking La La Land. Y'all live in a fairy tale fucking universe. Y'all live in a fairy tale world. And this fairy tale world, you want to know something about it? It was built by men. So we don't smile because we know what the world is like. Y'all don't. Everything is sunshine and rainbows for y'all. Y'all don't have to worry about fucking dick, not in modern society. That's why. You're welcome.
Smiling?
Is this why people think women aren't funny? Bleak. Now, TikTok isn't the only place where this insanity happened. The thumbnail of my video went viral on Twitter, which led to some of the most funniest and unhinged reactions. So we are going to go through some of these and talk about them, as well as some of the angry comments I got from the manosphere. Let's jump into it. Male loneliness is not real and not valid. Men are lonely because they are terrible people. Why the should anyone have empathy for men? Men were born bad. Men are subhuman, and their loneliness can't be cured because they can't relate to actual human beings.
But we built your roads, we built your buildings, we built your apartment complexes, we built your iPhones, we built your cars, we built your AC unit, we built your house, we built the roads that you drive on. Most of the 99% of men are in the armed forces, so we basically secure your freedom and your safety. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Most men are born useless and are meant to die alone. Nah, male suicide rate needs to be higher, actually. These men are 100% the most misogynistic demons on the planet and deserve every bit of loneliness they feel, lol. You don't understand the pleasure it gives me to see these men crying and depressed. Imagine losing in the world that is literally built for you. This is an insane—
No, the world's not built for— We built it! What are you talking about? The world wasn't built for us. We built this world. We, not you. We built it. So if we build something and make it, we're allowed to fucking complain about it. Shut the fuck up.
Question to ask, considering how society continues to fail women and girls at every turn. Crazy how men's well-being is considered a communal responsibility, but women's well-being isn't even considered. Oh, how delightful!
Y'all's well-being isn't considered? Fucking how? How? Tell me how. Give me one example. They won't. I'm wasting my time.
Tweet from Earth 2. I'm so tired of the idea that we must have infinite empathy for men's loneliness while women are sexualized from fucking birth. We are assaulted, harassed, raped, and killed for something we didn't choose to be. But boo-hoo, the poor men and their inability to make friends. You know we can talk about multiple things at the same time, right? Also, it's deranged to say that society doesn't care about women's sexual assault. We have domestic violence shelters that we can go to. Men don't. Men being assaulted by women, men being raped is all played off as a joke. When a little boy is molested by an older—
You know what's funny is all these females. They like to lump men into one group. All men. But the second men lump all women into one group, we're called misogynists. Isn't that funny? Isn't that just like a tad bit hypocritical? Doesn't that make you a tad bit retarded? I feel that it does. Yeah, just a little bit.
Woman, it's seen as cool and hot. Society is fucked up.
And stop talking about that you're sexualized when you listen to Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and follow all these trashy ass whores in the mainstream. Okay, let's just pump the brakes just a tad, just a little bit. Please stop it. Stop it. Put on some fucking underwear and pull up your goddamn halter top. Jesus Christ.
All around. It's not a competition. It is not a zero-sum game. My video can exist alongside your advocacy for women's rights. As long as you're not saying dumb fucking shit, I will stay out of your way. I don't give a fuck about male loneliness. Like, bro, if you can't meet a girl, just dial up the queer homie and hook up like a normal person. God. If men are lonely on an epidemic scale, why don't they just cuddle and make out with each other? Why don't they just befriend and date each other? Problem solved. I love this advice.
Why don't y'all befriend and date each other? Problem solved. Less fucking yapping for us to deal with.
Just be gay. Simply become gay. Are you a lonely man? Are you a fucking loser? Consider sucking dick. Tell me why I, as a queer woman, should take time out of my day to care about men and their issues. Quickly.
No one asked you. Good lord. Why do y'all think y'all are so important that people are wanting you to care? It's just a PSA. You don't have to care. But y'all think y'all are so important to the world that you caring will somehow do something. No. It won't. Most of us don't give a fuck if you do. It's just a PSA. That's it.
Not disabled, why should I care about disabled people? Why talk about unions or workers' rights when I'm self-employed? If I only cared about causes that only affected me, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. I mean, yes, you don't have to care. You don't have to care about everything. But it doesn't affect me, so why should I care is just a terrible reason not to care. There's no such thing as misandry, just women who have had bad experiences with men and have woken up. There's no such thing as racism, just white people who have had bad experiences with black people.
Oh, there you go.
That's you. That's what you sound like. Can't stand this sort of pathetic pity party. We live in a time of abject plenty compared to any other time in history. Yeah, stop being depressed. You have a bunch of cheap—
Meanwhile, you stupid bitches want to complain night and day about the fucking wage gap. That makes sense. Gotcha. Perfect.
plastic shit from China. Line goes up, world more gooder. Male loneliness epidemic, and it's just them not being able to get laid. Like, we really don't give a fuck. I love how this is always the go-to when it comes to this conversation. Oh no, the men aren't getting laid. But if you, like, actually talk to some of these guys, like, even if you talk to some of these incels, the ones who, like, don't hate women, they're gonna tell you that it's not really about sex. It's about companionship. It's about friendship. It's about having a girlfriend, a wife, a family. And a lot of these people were like, well,
it's about not finding a toxic little bitch that's gonna fuck you over and be annoying to fucking hell's end. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. Really. But you trashy hoes wouldn't know that.
You know, that's why we should just legalize sex work, and honestly, I don't think that's a solution. Maybe it's like a temporary one, but it's kind of like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. I don't think paying for meaningless sex with a stranger is going to solve the problem. In fact, it might make it worse over time. Instead of male loneliness epidemic, call it a cis male unfuckability crisis. It's just like what I said in the video. They have to add cis now, because they don't want to insult trans men. Men suck! I hate them! Oh, not you! You're not a man.
Yeah, don't piss them off.
Bruh, when they stop killing women, I'll stop generalizing them. Maybe I'll start worrying about their loneliness when they stop unaliving and raping children and women. Yeah, lonely guys, stop raping children, and maybe you won't be so lonely. What's all this hubbub about male loneliness? Y'all are acting like you're oppressed when I've opened myself up to friendships and relationships with you just to get told I have sucking eyes.
I mean, just to get told I have dick sucking eyes, huh? Look at your profile picture. We just get sexualized all the time, but look at your profile picture. Half of it is cleavage. And look at the seductive look that you have on your face. Complaining. Come fucking plaining. Look at you. Half your photo is cleavage. Okay. Gotcha. You make perfect sense.
Just to get told I have sucking eyes. That is hyper specific. Not everyone is your ex-boyfriend. All of men's problems are created by themselves. How is it women's responsibility to fix them? Seriously, why is it always women's job to fix everything? Any chance to blame other—
It's not. That's why most mechanics are dudes. Most landscapers are dudes. Most construction workers are dudes. Y'all don't fix a goddamn thing. What are you talking about? Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Other women she seems to always take. LMAO, you are the problem. It's you carrying water for the patriarchy and blaming women for men feeling lonely and radicalized. I find it repulsive anytime I see a woman like—
You know, it's funny. A lot of these women are really upset about this, but what they're really upset about is the fact that they're the ones that are truly lonely. They're the ones that really, really want a husband. They're the ones that really, really want kids, and they can't fucking get it because they're awful, trashy fucking females. So to hear someone actually give sympathy to men, it actually triggers them because they're the ones that are actually the loneliest. That's all I gather from these comments. Bitches, y'all are coping and y'all are projecting something fucking fierce. And that shit's hilarious to me.
like her do shit like this. It makes me actively turn violently against things that even I would originally think are nuanced topics. And also, yes, men are lonely. No, it's not up to women to fix that. Fuck off, Nazi bitch.
Oh, Lord.
Things I
Yeah,
blamed
she's
in the
mad.
video. Technology, social media, dating apps and the commodification of love. The media, low wages, the housing crisis, social
Shoo, they didn't watch your whole video. They just watched like 5 minutes of it and got triggered and clicked off and went back to Pornhub.
alienation, lack of community, the left not speaking to men, the feeling of having no purpose. Things I didn't blame. Women! Now this might come as a shock to you, but not everything has to do with women. Sometimes we can talk about other things. Sometimes those other things are not women. My video was about...
What she's saying here is that, bitch, you're not always gonna be the center of attention. And these ladies, that's what they're mad about. They're mad that they're not the center of attention at the moment. The internet is so goddamn big, and they feel so entitled and so important that they feel that they should be the topic about everything and anything all the time. Shut up, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about?
society as a whole, and yes, that includes women. I never...
But hey, what do I know? I'm just a toxic male that rapes children and kills women. Yeah, I'm fucking Ted Bundy reincarnate.
said it was women's
Oh,
responsibility. I think I mentioned women like once, and it was to say that women are also lonely, but that the media and society treats women's loneliness much differently than it treats men's loneliness. And yet, thousands of tweets and comments about how I was apparently blaming women, and
Because they didn't watch your entire video. They're idiots.
how it's not women's fault. It's to the point where I'm like, is this projection? Do you think it is your fault?
This is exactly
but again,
what it is.
my video was not about you. My video was about men. And if you want to listen to a video about
And they're mad at you that you didn't make a video all about them. That's what it is, man. Massive projection.
women and
Called that
women's
earlier.
problems, like I said in the original video, tune into literally anything else. Go to any college campus, turn on any TV show, watch a CIA ad. She's so embarrassing, made an entire career out of being a pick-me. You didn't watch the video. And I'm not going to. Well, I didn't watch the video because I'd rather shoot myself than sit through a shoe video.
Then you can't comment, so shut your cocksucker. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've had people like that in my comment section. I can usually tell by how you type something and what you type and what words you use if you watch 2 minutes of the video, 4 minutes of the video, 5 minutes of the video, or the whole video. I've had dumbasses like that in my comment section too, where I can clearly tell you didn't watch all of it, because if you did, you wouldn't be writing the dumb, brain-dead, retarded shit that you're typing. It's that simple. And if you didn't watch it, you can't comment. Shut the fuck up.
Can someone take one for the team and watch this vid to get an answer? I'm sorry, but it was a
Yeah, this video is gonna trigger the fuck out of me and make me butthurt, and it's gonna make me feel a certain kind of way about myself, and I'm not prepared for that. So someone else do it for me. That way, I don't have to go through like the mental strain of watching something I might not agree with. I watch shit I don't agree with all the time. Watch it, give my thoughts. I don't run away from it. Typical fucking little females here, running away from issues, problems, hard discussions, hard topics, and burying their head in the fucking sand. That's why men rule the world, and it pisses you off.
20-minute long video.
We don't mind confrontation. We don't mind hard topics or difficult subjects. Y'all do for some reason. Because y'all are stupid, and y'all know y'all are gonna look stupid and sound stupid. So, there you go. You just run away from it.
I have ADHD, and I know some of y'all do too, but I know you motherfuckers are watching 5-hour YouTube documentaries about shit like iCarly. I know you could take time out of your busy schedule from being
They only watch shit they agree with.
the most miserable people on earth and watch a 20-minute long video. Here, does this help? Are you paying attention now? She doesn't need to say it's women's fault for us to know exactly what she means. This is like bordering on schizophrenia. Yeah, she didn't say it, but we all know she did. This is why I advocate for mental health care to be free. We need to get these is some therapy. Male loneliness this, male
Not therapy, bro. They just need to get dick down. That's it. That's it.
loneliness that. Do you know how isolating it feels to almost never be able to develop genuine friendships with men because they see you as nothing more than an object for sexual conquest? I'm gonna tell you something not many people probably have told you in your life. It's not about you. I get that the friend zone is a very frustrating thing to deal with. Trust me, I know. Nothing worse than enjoying being friends with a guy, but not having a romantic
Jeff, what's up?
attraction and having to cut him off because you don't want to lead him on or hurt him. It sucks being girlfriend zoned. But coming into this conversation, basically like, woe is me, so many people want to fuck me, is a little insane. Like, maybe if this discourse was about the friend zone, this would make sense.
So many people want to have sex with me. I'm tired of getting sexualized, and there's men all around me. Meanwhile, you got no boyfriend, you ain't married, you got 17 cats, girl. Chill.
But this is like barging into a conversation full of starving people and being like, I ate too much chicken tendies, you guys, my tummy hurts. Like, get out of here. Women got sick of men creating a society where women were second-class citizens, so now men are facing loneliness. Yeah, this is payback to you for not
guess.
letting women vote decades ago.
Sure.
You personally. Men failed themselves. They built a whole system for their benefit, and in the moment it starts to crumble because the oppressed class they've always subjected, women, is waking up. They start to put the blame on us. Cowards.
This system that you speak of, are you talking about the system that is always going to give more custody to the women for children? Is that the system you're talking about? Are you talking about the system where men commit suicide way more? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the system that lets women be stay-at-home moms and not have to do shit, and all they have to do is change the fucking channel for their kids? Is that the system you're talking about? The system are you talking about the same system where 99% of the military is men that go to war and die for you? Is that the system you're talking about? Oh. Okay. Gotcha. Are you talking about the same system where y'all get more sympathy than anyone else on the fucking planet? For whatever goddamn reason? Is that the system you're talking about? Are you talking about the system where women will get jobs that they're not qualified for just because they're women and then fail at that fucking job, and when they fail at that job they're just gonna blame the men anyways? Is that the system you're talking about? Oh, I got you. All right. Yeah. Nice. I like it.
And dangerous misogynists. So first of all, nobody's putting the blame on you. Nobody did that. I didn't do that. You made that up in your heads. And second of all, this system wasn't created for the average man. It was created for the rich and powerful. It benefits the rich and powerful. They have their boots on our necks, and the handmaidens are like, oh no, they look kind of sad. I'm sorry, who has their boot on your neck? All men? You know who has their boot on your neck? These satanic pedophiles in charge of our government. These soulless demonic corporations that would throw your mother into a wood chipper if it made them make an extra penny.
And they don't care who they're fucking over, man or woman. They're gonna fuck you over. Really. I mean, I've said that several times, but everyone just wants to be a victim, so oh no, it's about the women. The women are getting fucked over. The women, last I checked, we all pay taxes. Last I checked, they take our money and give it to a random fucking country that no one can even pronounce on the goddamn map. And we don't want them to even do that. Stop giving our money to other last I checked, yeah, but yeah, it's just you. Okay.
That's who has the boot on your neck. Not Joe Schmo working 2 jobs so he doesn't get evicted. Here's some male loneliness discourse for you. Do you ever at all, even for a second, consider the problem is you? That maybe, just maybe, the reason you're lonely is that you are an awful human being?
No, that's exactly what it is. I'm absolutely terrible. Yes.
Truly just awful?
Yeah, I'm awful. Yeah.
And that it's right that you are lonely?
Yes, it's absolutely right. Yes. Where do we go from here? You're probably still a lonely little bitch too. I can handle it. You can't. So you're coping with this verbal diarrhea.
It's fair. I mean, yeah, they probably do consider that. The suicide rate doesn't lie. Maybe if some men weren't bigots, The solution to male loneliness is literally just being a better person. I love that the implication here is that lonely people are bad.
Not to mention, and I can't believe I forgot to even mention this one. But yes, women, ladies, y'all are so oppressed. Y'all get fucked over so much. It's all about you because the world is just out to get you, right? The world is just built for men, right? It's built for men so much that when y'all commit a crime, y'all get a slap on the wrist. When we commit the very same crime you did, we get life in prison. But y'all have it so bad. Y'all just have it so bad, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Bad people. Every lonely man is just a bigot and a racist and an Andrew Tate fan. I guess it makes it easier for them to like not care about this if they paint these people as the enemy. If you dehumanize the enemy, it makes
you feel better about yourself.
Easier to sleep at night, I suppose. Now, I started noticing a reoccurring pattern with a lot of these accounts. A lot of these accounts getting mad about or like dismissing the male loneliness discourse. Many of them have OnlyFans. This is relevant because like out of everyone on earth, why would those people be so mad about someone wanting to solve or at least bring attention to the male loneliness epidemic? This is like a crack dealer getting mad at people talking about crack addiction. This is your opinion, and this is where it belongs. Have a good day. I could say that, okay? I'm a YouTuber. That's far more degrading than being an OnlyFans model. Her face looks like she's pandering to pedophiles. That makeup style is so catered to pedophiles. They're actively trying to make themselves look like kids. Ah, yes.
I don't even know what the fuck this one's talking about.
Children. Notorious for wearing big fake eyelashes and 10 pounds of eyeliner. What? Can't stand this bitch and her side part. Bitches with this makeup style piss me the fuck off. They always wear that type of makeup. Looking at her makeup, I already know the type of person she is. You can just tell by her makeup. Not to be rude, but that makeup tells everything I need to know. Her makeup says everything I need to know. This is literal NPC behavior.
It is.
Not watching the video, blindly spewing the exact same insults. Just, I have no argument and I must scream. They don't even know.
Couldn't even come up with anything funny. This is why Amy Schumer failed as a fucking comedian.
Oh, why they're mad. They just saw a woman in the thumbnail of a video about men and their brains just broke. Her makeup doesn't look like ours. Her hair is styled differently than ours. Should I be like extra cute in this thumbnail? Would that piss them off?
I'm not like other girls.
Why do we hate her again? Guys, why do we hate this person again? Can't form my own opinion, help. Why do we hate her? Why do all incel-adjacent women look like this? When you're a woman talking about men's issues online and they can't outright call you an incel, they just call you incel-adjacent.
Funny that the girls that are talking about her looks don't have a real profile picture of themselves. Because if they did... That's why you don't have an actual... You know, it's really easy to talk shit about someone's looks when you hide your own. Why are you hiding your own? You answer that for me. Be the judge of that.
I guess. And when they're not calling you incel adjacent, they're breaking out all reliable pick me behavior. Pick me girls are so
gross. Meanwhile, look at you. Look like you came right out of a fucking Frankenstein novel. All right?
Oh, CEO of Pick Me, High Priestess of Pick Me Church. So I am the CEO of Pick Me and the High Priestess. Maybe this video will boost me to Pick Me Goddess. Watch out, Pearl. I'm coming for your title. Now, I've already talked about the Pick Me insult in other videos, but it's just so lazy, man. I'm so tired of it. I've been hearing it for over a decade now. And yes, there are people who absolutely do fit the definition of a pick me from both genders. Men who...
I don't even know what that means, to be honest. What does that mean, guys? A person who acts against the interests of their own, typically marginalized group in the hope of obtaining majority favor. Oh. Okay, gotcha.
You fall in line and agree with their opinions. But it's not going to work here because I am socially retarded and
So, Okay. So basically, what these ladies are saying is that it's awful of this girl to be speaking on behalf of men because she's a woman. The only people that should speak on behalf of men are other men, and the only people that should speak on behalf of women are other women. Well, that's kind of retarded. Coming from these stupid ass ladies. But okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Borderline autistic. So you have no power here. You can't tell me what to believe. You can't change my opinions. You're not my boyfriend. I hope this bitch fails to wake up in the morning. Her terrorism still hasn't.
I hope this bitch fails to wake up in the morning. Meanwhile, men are killing us. Men are raping us. Men are murdering us in droves in the streets. But I hope you die in your sleep. Man, y'all are so tolerant. Y'all are like the pinnacle of fantastic behavior, aren't you? Right? Men are so awful. Meanwhile, you bitches be saying shit like this. That's crazy. Rules for thee, but not for me, man.
Stopped. Oh my god. She's still relevant? She should have went down with her anti-feminism shtick a few years ago. I thought she would have fell off by now. If you want to know how I didn't fall off, if you want to know how I'm still relevant after 10 years, look in a f***ing mirror. You stop being cringe, I stop being relevant. Deal? Fun fact, she reached out to incel accounts for help with this video. No, I'm not kidding. Well, yeah, it's good to go to the source and talk to the people who have experience with the subject I'm talking about. I'm not lonely and I'm not a man, despite what the mainstream media may say. I do not, in fact, have a penis. Do not put in the paper that I have a penis.
Yes. She wanted to do some research on male loneliness, so she went and talked to lonely men. That's like, you want to do research and bring attention to something with soldiers and something with the military, but instead of going talking to a service member, you go and talk to a fucking Boy Scout? How much sense does that fucking make? It doesn't. Of course she's gonna go to the goddamn source, girl. Stop. Use your head for something other than growing hair.
We scour the internet for weird video to show you, and the other day we came across this, the weirdest we've seen in a while.
The problem is Shu just affirms them instead of converting them. Converting them to what? This is exactly the thing I talked about in my video. These people don't want to actually help men. They just want to recruit them into their little political tribe. Would it be—
You want to make them male feminists so that when you go to a goddamn campus with your purple-haired ass, you can fucking scream and do all kinds of crazy shit, and you feel like you can get your point across better because you have a man with you. It's funny how that works, right?
Be cool if everyone agreed with me politically? I was gonna say yes, but honestly that would be a little horrifying. That would be a very scary world. My goal wasn't to convert men to agree with me politically. My goal was just to bring attention to this issue and put a spotlight on it. It is cool when people tell me, oh, like, you've changed my mind on this, you've changed my mind on that. I love that. I love to see that. I was unaware that was my job. My job is to get on YouTube and say poo poo pee pee, and everyone go ha 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 and give me money. But in this case, it was for me to go, hey, the men are not okay, and for people to go, damn, that sucks, and give me money. PragerU is sharing Shu on Head's video now. Explain to me how she's still a leftist. I personally think it's a good thing when people—
That's the dumbest fucking thing, too, as well. God, you ladies. You ladies. In order to be a leftist, you need to think this way. And if you don't think this way, you're not a leftist. In order to be on the right, you need to think this way. And if you don't think this way, then you're not Republican or this or that. And it's just like, no, you can still lean to one side and think different things outside of the status quo of that side. It is possible that, like, but some of you ladies are just like stuck in a fucking box all by yourself with tunnel vision. And you refuse to let anything else in, even if those other things are good things, even if those other things will expand your horizons, or your vision, or your brain, or your knowledge, or your logic, or anything like that. Y'all just refuse, bro. Y'all are like right here. Like, I don't care if it's good for me. I'm over here. I'm stuck in this little fucking box that I've created for myself. Y'all are idiots, bro.
Agree on good things. There should be more people agreeing on good things, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of good things would be done in this country if more people agreed on good things. And I don't know, I think it's pretty neat that this might be the first and last time a video that talks about alienation under capitalism and says the term material conditions will be shown.
And do you know how pissed off these ladies would be if the shoe was on the other foot? Let's just say, for example, that all men collectively got together and said, man, we don't give a fuck about none of these females that are getting sexually assaulted and raped and killed in alleys, right? We don't give a fuck about none of that. You're on your own, ladies. Tough fucking shit. It's what you deserve. Bro, how mad they would be. But we're not fucking animals, are we? No, most of us aren't. Y'all are just retarded, man.
Shown to a massive right-wing audience like PragerU. But hey, don't worry your little heart. This will never happen to a left-wing YouTuber you watch. The internet feminists weren't the only ones booty blasted about my video. I also rustled the jimmies of some in the manosphere. You just want more OnlyFans subscribers. You don't care about male loneliness. That's why she or he is there speaking about men's issues.
Sometimes it takes a woman to speak about a man's issue because men don't speak about their fucking issues because it's the way that we were raised. We don't talk about our feelings. We don't talk about our emotions. We don't talk about what's bringing us down. We don't let anyone know ever at any point in time during the day, week, month, year, decade, century, what is actually wrong with us. We never do. It's the way we were raised. It's the way we were brought up. Toughen up, chief. Stop being a little bitch. Rub some dirt on it. No one wants to hear about your fucking problems. The world doesn't care about your problems. If you get knocked down, get the fuck back up. That's how most men are. So sometimes it takes a woman to bring light to these things because men aren't going to bring light to it themselves. And a lot of dudes will know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say that.
Fellas, protect your sanity, your seed, and your wallet in these current times. These women are shapeshifters.
Thing I said earlier on why some of these ladies recruit men into their weird little fucking feminist club so that they can go to a rally and be like, hey, I'm right. You want to know why? I have a man with me. Well, the same thing on that. The same thing when the shoe is on the other foot. You know? Like, hey, what I'm saying is valid because I also have a female that's saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is also another dumbass. Only men can talk about men. Only women can talk about women. That's such such a dumb ass, like, one track, one lane form of thinking that you're an idiot. You should probably take doctor out of your name. You're
Many of male figures discussing this. Honestly, I'm gonna say it, SJW behavior. Woman behavior. To imply that I shouldn't speak or be listened to about a subject because I'm not the correct gender. Anyone can—
That's ignorant and retarded, and if you think that way, I am so happy to inform you that you're ignorant and retarded. That's facts. I'm right, you're wrong.
talk about anything they want. That's free speech, bit. You don't have to listen. You can make your own video talking about the subject, Mr. Man, but you know
But they're not gonna make a video. You wanna know why? Because they probably look like my ass with glasses. All that shit they talk about other people's looks, they probably look like one of them bitches on that TV show, The Biggest Loser. Y'all ever seen that? Bunch of big-ass fucking whales trying to lose weight. Yeah, that's what some of these bitches probably look like.
they're just gonna call you sexist and misogynist, so you might as well just use me as a human shield. It's not that she's a woman or cares. She's the kind of person who will only talk about an issue because it's popular. Women suck.
What does it matter? Did you know about this issue before she talked about it? Alright then, shut the fuck up.
suddenly want to help men, but only because it benefits them and their causes.
Well, now not only are conservative women talking about it, but also the left. This is the problem with the women that decide to come forward and speak about men's issues. They don't care about men's issues. You must ask the question. Now that they're coming around and talking about men's issues, is it to help men or to win men into their cause?
And I don't know about you dudes, and I don't know about you other men, but I've never needed women to give a fuck about my problems. At all. It's never dawned on me. It's never appealed to me. Because the way that I was raised was, son, no one gives a fuck about you. The only people that are going to give a fuck about you is me. And that was my dad. That's it. No one in this world is going to give a fuck about you. No one's going to care. You have a problem, tough titties. You have an issue, figure it out. You have a problem that fucking sucks for you. You get injured, go to the hospital. You get fired, find a new fucking job. Right? Like, the world's not going to stop for you, son. And the world doesn't give a fuck about you, son. And the world sure as hell doesn't revolve around you, son. It's the way I was raised. So, like, I've never really, in my head, like, I don't need women to give a fuck about my issues. They're my issues. Deal with them the way I see fit. Right? Never really gave a fuck about, is it nice to have someone empathizing with you sometimes? Yeah, sure. But I don't demand it. Sure as fuck don't need it. And it probably won't even help me all that goddamn much. Because even if you empathize, guess what? I still got problems. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh no.
So first of all, let me just clear something up, because some of you seem a bit confused. I started talking about these subjects.
Meanwhile, I feel like ladies are raised completely different. At least these ladies were raised completely different. These ladies were raised, you're gonna change the world one day. You're gonna be great. Everything's just gonna be given to you, right? Like,
10 years ago, way back before it was popular to do so. Back when I was doxxed, harassed, had angry feminists calling my job and trying to get me fired over mocking pop feminism and talking about men's issues. And a lot of these people coming at me now, telling me I'm jumping on a bandwagon, started like 2 or 3 years ago, when it was safe to do so. So with all due respect, sir,
fuck you.
My territory.
But in full seriousness, it is good when more people talk about this subject. I'm glad you talk about this. I'm glad there are people like the honey badgers who have been talking about this stuff for a very long time. This girl is a fake who wants every man to be a castrated beta male feminist commie like her boyfriend probably is. She takes advantage of men like this.
Yeah, unicorn. I got 2 sisters, and we weren't raised the same, bro. We just weren't. I can count on one hand how many times they got spanked and physically disciplined. Whereas in me, I got my ass whooped at least like 5 times a day, bro. A day. It was WWE in my house. We were not raised the same. We were raised completely different. So.
Do not listen to her. Lefty women want to help men become good feminists who devote their lives to helping women have all the power so they can make men their servants. Basically, we need to help men destroy men. That's the only way men should be helped.
I guess.
We women said so. Shoe on head. Real quote, never trust a woman, even if they are saying the truth. It's so weird how, like, they need to convince themselves that even when a woman is showing empathy and, like, caring about this subject, that she's just, like, a lying snake in the grass. Literally just a mirror universe of these fucking femcells. It's mommy and daddy issues all the way down. Ladies, be a good mom to your sons. Fellas, be a good dad to your daughters. Try to prevent creating the most insufferable, annoying people on earth, please. I don't know if it's because I grew up with a good relationship with both of my parents or what. But this gender war shit is just so toxic, man. Men and women need each other, you know, we're yin and yang, and the yin and yang is being torn apart.
And if you don't think so, what would the world look like? What would the world look like with only women in it, and how long would it last? Like, ladies, you gotta meet me halfway here. If it was a world full of men and only males, we wouldn't last. You want to know why? Because our fucking species would die out because we can't procreate. And if it was a world full of women, the species would die out because you can't procreate. That's how the world keeps spinning. Humans making humans. Humans making more humans. And those humans make more humans. And it's a cycle. And that's how the world spins. And that's how we keep the world going. Man. And I know that some of you dumbass females are going to be like, well, we don't need men because we can just freeze our eggs and we can just do this and do that and get fertilized and we can just go to the hospital and they can just put a baby in us. Where are they going to get the sperm? And can any of you females actually do this? Last I checked, most of the doctors that fertilize you, most of the doctors that do artificial insemination, most of the doctors that can provide you with the service, guess what they are? They're men! So what the fuck are you talking about? Every time I hear a female say, we don't need men, we could live in this world without them. Can you? Can you? Who's gonna run the dams? Who's gonna do the infrastructure? Again, like I said earlier, who's gonna pave the roads? Who's gonna make sure that the bridges don't fall apart? Who's gonna do the electrical? Is it you? Are y'all gonna take upon all these responsibilities that 99% of the men in this society do? No! You need each other, whether you like it or not. We got over this shit a long ass time ago. Y'all are still butthurt about it somehow, some way, for some reason.
By miserable people who want to make you miserable as well. One of the most valid criticisms I got about this video was that I didn't offer any solutions. And honestly, that's because I don't have any.
There is no solutions, man. At all. Like I said earlier, you'll figure it out. And if you're lonely forever, you're lonely forever. Guess what? The world still has to spin. The earth still has to go around the sun. Tough shit. In all of human history, there's been worse shit that men and women have gone through than loneliness. Okay? Think about the entire history of time. Think about the entire history of our species. Think of the entire history of human beings and everything that they've had to go through, overcome, such as, I don't know, man, wars, genocide, dictators, constant combat, you know, to name a few. Loneliness is not that goddamn bad compared to all of the struggles, trials, and tribulations that humans have had to go through throughout the course of human history. It's not that bad. Really, it's not.
I wanted to talk about the problem, but I don't know how to solve it. A lot of YouTubers and streamers and talking heads will get up on their platform and like pretend they know the answers to everything. But the truth,
I don't know I don't know the answers. I don't claim to know shit. The only thing I claim to know is most of the women in this video, they're all retarded. That is for sure. That is a fact. You can't argue with me.
I just think that it's a step in the right direction to be like, hey men, you're struggling, but you're not a bad person. You matter. And if I could snap my fingers and cure this, I absolutely would. But at the end of the day...
And I'm in the camp of just like, I didn't need to hear that. I know I'm not a bad person. I don't need another person's validation. You know what I mean? That's the camp I kind of sit in, but I do appreciate videos like this. Like, don't need your validation, don't need your sympathy, don't need your empathy, didn't ask for it, but it is appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Men are men, and man problems require man solutions. And that solution, of course, is giving me money. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm reading the comments on that video all the time.
I like that reoccurring joke.
time, and I will read the comments on this video as well. If you see some people talking about their experiences and venting about their issues and their problems in the comments, reply to them, support them, join in on the discourse. The Shoe on Head community is a very diverse community, not like race-wise, I'm pretty sure you're all fucking white, but like politically diverse, but we can all come together to talk about the issues that matter, and I think that's really cool, and we love to see it. And I will see you in the next video.
Yeah, but some of these bitches don't like talking about any issue that doesn't involve and or revolve around them. And it's just like, ooh, I bet you're a fun girlfriend to have, huh? Yeah. I bet you're a fun wife, right? And I've dated girls like that too. You can do and say and behave however the fuck you want, right? But the second I do and say and behave just like you, all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden I'm toxic. All of a sudden I'm an asshole. All of a sudden I'm the worst goddamn human on the fucking planet. Bro, I've dated girls like that, bro, and it's absolutely exhausting. The whole double standard bullshit that ladies like to play all the fucking time. And it's not just ladies. There are dudes that do this too. And y'all are fucking weird for that. It's kind of strange. You're insecure ass. But it's just like, ooh, no. And I'm not lonely. Man, I'm perfectly comfortable with being single. I'm perfect. Like, let me put it this way. If I never have another girlfriend again, I'll still be happy with my life. If I never get married again, I'll still be happy with my life. If I never have children, I will still be happy with my life. Maybe. Who knows? Or maybe I hit 60 and just fucking end it all. You never know with these things. You never know how life's gonna go. Life is strange. But this is what it is. And if I do end it all, it's not gonna be over some bitch. That is what it is. So, you know what I mean? But these ladies, on the other hand, that shit irks them. They get mad that they're lonely. I'm not mad that I'm lonely. I don't even consider myself lonely. I consider myself at peace. Really. I don't have some overbearing, toxic little bitch like the one in the comment section just right here in my fucking ear all goddamn day. I'm gonna binge watch 18 hours of Vampire Diaries, but I'm gonna bitch at you if you play video games for 45 minutes too long. Shut up, bitch. Go away. Get out of here. I don't need you. I don't want you. You're exhausting. You're terrible. So, for a lot of dudes, they would much rather be lonely. Yes, they are lonely, but they would much rather be lonely than put up with your horse shit. It's better. And guess what? At the end of the day, we have this. Okay? This. A lot of women think that they hold the power to everything in their vagina. Girl, you really don't, man. You really don't. And you need to get out of this mindset that you can own, control, and rule everything with this. You can't do that because I have this. I can replace you. Bro, it's too easy. Piss me off one time. I'll replace you with this. I've done it before. And it's not a problem. And the shoe fits the other foot. Ladies can replace you dudes just as easy. They got toys. Stop being a turd. And we see it all the time. We see it all the time. If you have a brother, if you're a female and you have a brother, I guarantee you've been through this. Maybe you haven't, but there's a lot of sisters out there that have seen this, and there's a lot of brothers out there with sisters that have seen this. Yo, Dad, can I get $20 for gas to go hang out with my friends? Man, fuck you and fuck your friends. Go do your homework. Daddy, can I have $20 to go to the mall with Jessica? Sure, honey, here's 50. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't know. That's how it was for me. And I know it's like that for a lot of brothers out there with sisters. And you sisters out there, I guarantee you noticed that when you were younger and you have a brother. Am I wrong?